Central Virginia's longest-running high school academic quiz show. Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan. And now, host Cheryl Miller.
Hello and good morning. Thanks so much for joining us for Battle of the Brains. I'm Cheryl Miller. Today is the culmination of what our teams have been playing toward all season, our 2022 championship match. Congratulations to the two teams who have made it to this final matchup. Joining us remotely, they are the Mavericks of Douglas Freeman High School. Freeman High School is a public school in Henrico County. It offers a specialty center for leadership, government, and global economics. On the school's website, the principal, John Marshall, notes that at Freeman, tradition, diversity, excellence, and pride blend to create a unique and special community and culture at the school. Also remotely with us today in the championship match, the Patriots of First Colonial High School, coached by Carl Naki. First Colonial High School is part of the Virginia Beach City Public School District. The school is home to the Legal Studies Academy. The school's mission is to provide quality education through shared responsibility in a safe, supporting environment for all students, and are committed to excellence. One of these teams will become the 2022 Battle of the Brains champions. Now, because we can't all be together, here's how the gameplay has changed. We will have toss-up rounds with questions directed team to team, alternating between them in timed rounds. Players may answer by raising their hand and waiting for me to call on them. There are no point deductions for incorrect answers. All right, teams, congratulations on making it to the finals. Good luck. Here's the first toss-up round. The first question goes to our team from Freeman. He was the last president of the United States elected in the 19th century. Name this man who until recently had the highest mountain in North America named for him. Gio.
McKinley.
William McKinley is correct. First Colonial, President George W. Bush nominated two men who became members of the U.S. Supreme Court. One was Chief Justice John Roberts. Who was the other? Anderson.
Samuel Alito.
That is correct. Douglas Freeman, except for his surname, the name of the founder of Khartoum, now the capital of Sudan, is the same as the man who defeated George Foreman at the Rumble in the Jungle to regain the heavyweight boxing title in 1974. What two names do they share? Joseph.
Muhammad Ali.
That is correct. First Colonial, called Operation Detachment, named this February 1945 battle in the Pacific, immortalized by Joe Rosenthal's Pulitzer Prize-winning photograph of the raising of the American flag atop Mount Suribachi. Justice.
The Battle of Iwo Jima.
That is correct. Freeman, this sweeping Civil War saga was written under the working title, Tomorrow is Another Day, a phrase often repeated by the book's heroine. What is the published title of this classic 1936 novel by Margaret Mitchell? Gio.
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind is correct. First Colonial, this moon is the larger of the two discovered in 1877. It has a large crater named Stickney and a name that means fear in Greek. Name this Martian moon the companion of Deimos. And that would be Phobos. Freeman, known as Cinco de Mayo, May 5th is the annual celebration of the Mexican Army's victory over troops from what country? Gio.
France.
That is correct. First Colonial, in music notation, a staff with three sharps would be in what major key signature? Grace.
A.
A major is correct. Freeman, which film studio's logo was a roaring lion encircled by the Latin motto Ars Gratia Artis? Joseph.
MGM, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer.
That's correct. First Colonial, Rhode Island is the smallest in area of all the American states, but what is the smallest state west of the Mississippi? And that would be Hawaii. Freeman, in Greek mythology, he was punished by Zeus for stealing fire from the gods and giving it to man. For that, he was bound by unbreakable chains to the peaks of the Caucasus Mountains. Who is this titan later freed by Hercules? Gio.
Prometheus.
That is correct. First Colonial. In mathematics, it can be used by itself or in a pair to indicate that two concepts are similar or approximately equal. In logic, it's shorthand for not. Name the symbol found in Spanish over the letter N and on many computer keyboards to the left of the 1. Justice.
Tilde?
That is correct. Freeman. Please watch the screen and listen closely. Here's your Virginia-based video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
Cyrus McCormick of Rockbridge County was the inventor of what type of mechanical device?
Judge, I didn't see whose hand went up first. I will go with Kieran.
The Reaper.
That is correct. And that buzzer means the end of our first toss-up round here in our championship match. Coming up next, we'll introduce you to today's players, and then they'll take on the category round here on this Battle of the Brains Championship.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round of this Battle of the Brains Championship. Our team from Douglas Freeman High School in Henrico County with 70 points. First Colonial High School of Virginia Beach with 40 points. We'll get back to our championship match just ahead, but first we want you to meet today's players on the two teams that have made it to the final match of this season. Let's meet our team from Douglas Freeman High School in Henrico. The Mavericks are coached by Matthew Scott. First up is Gio Matseo, who is a senior who runs track year-round. His interests include philosophy, debate, and science. He's involved with Model UN and the History and Human Rights Club. Our team captain from the Douglas Freeman High School team, who we've seen play for 4 years now, Joseph Chambers, is a senior. He plays the baritone sax in the marching band, also the tenor sax in the school's jazz band. He enjoys reading, keeping up with sports, and doing word and logic puzzles. Is planning to go to the University of Virginia this fall. Next up is Kenny Vo, a senior who will be headed off to VCU this fall. He plans to go into chemical engineering. His interests include paleontology, zoology, and video games. And wrapping up our team from Douglas Freeman is Kieran Wall, who's a senior. He's in the Center for Leadership at Freeman, planning to go to UVA. In the meantime, his pastimes include rock climbing. He's editor-in-chief of the school's newspaper and enjoys amateur astronomy. That is our team from Douglas Freeman High School. Congratulations on making it to our championship match. And they're going against this other team from First Colonial High School in Virginia Beach. The Patriots are coached by Carl Naki. First up is Kelsey Conklin, who is a senior, is captain of the travel softball team, plans to major in English in college. Do note that all our team members attend the school's Legal Studies Academy. The team captain is Anderson Smith, who's a senior, enjoys reading, would like to become a veterinarian. Right now, she's captain of the school's cross-country, track, and debate teams. Next up is Justice Menzel, who is a senior. He plans to study English in college. He's a musician, plays French horn in the school's wind ensemble. And wrapping up our team from First Colonial is Grace Coleman, who is captain of the school's debate and speech teams, is a musician, a violinist in the chamber orchestra, and hopes to study environmental science and economics in college. And that is our championship making team from First Colonial High School. Again, congratulations to both of the teams for making it this far in our season. Now, our category round, where each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If the team gets all of its questions correct in the allotted time, they will receive a 20-point bonus. All right, teams, here are today's categories from which you may choose. They are fantastic vocabulary, notice FAN is in quotation marks, borrowed words, and months of the year. And we do note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answers. By the rules, the high score team gets first choice of category. That is our team from Douglas Freeman High School. Joseph, if you can please open up your microphone, quickly talk it over with your teammates. Let me know what category you'd like to play.
We're going to go with months of the year.
All right, identify the month of the year representing each of the following. The first is Julius Caesar warned to beware of the Ides of this month.
March. April. March.
Correct.
March is our answer.
Named by the Romans for the patron goddess of marriage.
June. Yes. June. Oh, June is our answer.
June is correct. Federal income taxes are due.
April is our answer.
Correct. The dog days of summer end in this month.
July, August. I think it ends in August. Our answer is August.
That's correct. One of the 2 months added to the 10-month Roman calendar.
July. Our answer is July.
It would be January or February. When baseball's World Series is generally played.
It's October, right? Yes. Recently, it's ended in November. Yeah, October. Our answer, wait, well, don't like the playoffs start in October and then end in November. Our answer is November.
It's October. European Druids used mistletoe in a festival.
It's December. Our answer is December.
Correct. Green Day song, Wake Me Up When This Month Ends.
Our answer is September.
Correct. It comes in like a lion.
That's also March. Our answer is March.
That's correct. And finally saw the first moon landing in 1969.
July. Our answer is July.
And I think that came in after the buzzer. The judge is saying, yes, that was after the buzzer. Good job on that category by that our team from Freeman High School. Now, First Colonial. Anderson, if you could please open up your microphone and talk it over with your teammates. Fantastic vocabulary or borrowed words.
All right, what do we think?
We all did on fantastic.
All right. We're feeling fantastic today, Cheryl.
I'm glad to hear that, Anderson. Given the definition, identify the following words, each of which incorporates the letters F-A-N in that order. The first is a child before they can walk.
Infant.
Correct. Overly zealous in devotion to a cause.
Fanatic.
Correct. Or fanatical or fan. A full puffed out hairstyle like in the 1950s.
Bouffant.
Correct. A lively Spanish dance in triple time.
Grace.
Yeah, like I know this. I'm not big on my Spanish.
Pass.
That would be a fandango. 1940 Disney musical animated movie.
Fantasia.
Correct. Marvel Comics superhero team.
Fantastic Four.
Correct. Military unit that fights on foot.
Infantry.
Correct. A vulgar or coarse word.
Profane.
That is correct. What snakes bite with.
Fangs.
Correct. And not plain.
Fancy.
There you go. All right, good job on that category from our team from First Colonial High School. Coming up next, another toss-up round when this championship Battle of the Brains match continues.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Douglas Freeman High School with 105 points. First Colonial High School with 85 points. And now it's back to Battle of the Brains and another toss-up round. Again, questions are being directed to individual players. We're alternating between the teams, and there are no point deductions for incorrect answers. By the rotation, the next question goes to First Colonial High School. If a satellite is launched into orbit and its rate of revolution matches the revolution of the Earth, then the satellite is said to be in what type of orbit? Justice.
Perpetual.
The answer we're looking for is geosynchronous. Freeman, located in Paris, what building has a crypt located in a subterranean chamber, which is a final resting place for famous Frenchmen, including Voltaire, Rousseau, and Hugo? Geo. Gio put his hand down. Joseph.
Okay. Notre Dame Cathedral.
That would be the Pantheon or Paris Pantheon. First Colonial, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. After 4 tests, a student's average score is 75. What score must they earn on the next test if they want their average to increase to 80%? And that would be a 100% perfect score would be needed. Freeman, pencil and paper may be needed for this. It takes 15 hours for 4 people to paint a house. How long will it take 5 people to complete the same job? And that would be 12 hours. All right, First Colonial, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your Virginia-based question, video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
By what other name is Virginia's state saltwater fish, the striped bass, known?
And that would be the rockfish, or striper would be acceptable. Freeman, the Homestead Act of 1862 gave a person 160 acres of land with certain conditions. How long did a person have to live on or homestead this land to receive the title? Joseph.
5 years.
5 years is correct. First Colonial. Who was the daughter of Maria Theresa of Austria, who by legend had a unique solution to the Paris bread famine? Anderson.
Marie Antoinette.
That's correct. She said, let them eat cake. Freeman. The egg, the larva, the pupa, and the adult are the 4 life stages of insects that undergo what type of change in form? Joseph.
Metamorphosis.
I need you to be more specific.
Turning into a butterfly? Like metamorphosis.
That is incorrect. We're looking for complete metamorphosis. First Colonial. Established by Congress in 1872, Yellowstone is America's and the world's first national park. Most of this nearly 3,500-acre park lies in the northwestern section of what state? Anderson.
California.
It's actually in Wyoming. Freeman, in this work, the story The Mad Tryst is read by the narrator, while the poem The Haunted Palace is read by the narrator's sickly host, who believes his home is sentient. That home kills the siblings Roderick and Madeline when it collapses. In what story by Edgar Allan Poe? Gio.
The Fall of the House of Usher.
Correct. First Colonial, it contains the gene DMD, which is the largest gene in the human genome. Autism, colorblindness, and hemophilia are all linked to recessive genes on which chromosome, of which men only receive 1? Anderson.
The X chromosome.
Correct. Freeman. PETA, P-E-T-A, is an acronym for what? Joseph.
People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals.
That is correct. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round ahead, and we'll have this season's champions for you here on Battle of the Brains. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
And here are the scores as we head into the final round of this championship match here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Douglas Freeman High School in Henrico County with 135 points. Our team from First Colonial High School in Virginia Beach with 105 points. Still anybody's game. In this final toss-up round, the point score for a correct answer is now doubled. There is no direct deduction for an incorrect answer. And again, in this virtual version of Battle of the Brains, we direct questions team to team. We're alternating between them in a timed round. And we start this round with First Colonial. Here is your question. Sancho Panza is a squire for which character in a 1605 novel by Cervantes? Justice.
Don Quixote.
That is correct. Freeman, according to a NASA study, they are being depleted at an alarming rate. The Floridan and Ogallala are among the largest U.S. examples of what regions of porous rock that contain large amounts of groundwater? Joseph.
Aquifers.
Correct. First Colonial, name the legendary king of Asia Minor who had the power to turn everything he touched into gold. Anderson.
Midas.
Correct. Freeman, this man was born in Virginia between 1795 and 1800 and sold to Army Dr. John Emerson in 1830. Because Emerson once lived in Illinois, this man sued a later owner for manumission. Name this slave who lost his 1857 Supreme Court case against John Sanford. Joseph.
Dred Scott.
Correct. First Colonial, safer than a rainbow demonstration, name the test that identifies metals via the colors produced when they're heated by a Bunsen burner. Anderson.
Spectrometry.
That would be the flame test. Freeman, after delivering parts for the atomic bomb in July 1945, this U.S. ship was sunk by 2 Japanese torpedoes in the Philippine Sea. Only 1/4 of what ship's 1,200-man crew survived the twin perils of the sinking and shark attacks? Joseph?
The USS Indianapolis.
That is correct. First Colonial, what future U.S. president created the framework for the Virginia Plan, which structured our government into 3 branches? Kelsey.
James Madison.
Repeat for me.
James Madison.
That is correct, James Madison. Douglas Freeman. Lucas Pacioli, the Renaissance mathematician who defined it, claimed that it was the divine proportion. It refers to the ratio of the division of a line so that the shorter part is to the long as the long is to the whole. Name it. Gio?
Phi or the golden ratio.
Yeah, that is correct. The judges will accept that. Golden mean or golden section. First Colonial, what name is given to cell organelles containing enzymes necessary for aerobic respiration? Anderson.
Mitochondria.
That is correct. Douglas Freeman, prominent in Jewish religious observances, the 7-branched candelabrum is known by what name? Joseph.
The menorah.
That is correct. First Colonial, this constellation's brightest stars include Betelgeuse and Rigel. Identify this belted constellation named for a great hunter in Greek mythology who was killed by the sting of a scorpion. Grace.
Orion.
Correct. Freeman, Percy Shelley's elegy Adonis commemorated what poet who died in Rome in 1821, only a year after publishing Ode to a Grecian Urn? Joseph.
John Keats.
John Keats is correct. First Colonial, it can refer to organic compounds with no double or triple bond. It can also describe solutions with the maximum possible concentration of solute. What is this term often associated with unhealthy types of fats? Anderson.
Saturated.
Correct. Freeman, in addition to destroying the city of Pompeii in 79 BC, its eruption also destroyed the nearby city of Herculaneum. Burying it under as much as 60 feet of volcanic material. Name this destructive volcano. Kieran.
Mount Vesuvius.
Correct. And that is our last question. While our judges double-check the final score that will determine this season's champions, we want to remind you how to stay connected with Battle of the Brains. If you'd like to find out more about our show, just log on to battleofthebrains.net. You'll also find Battle of the Brains on Facebook and full episodes of the show on our YouTube page. As we wrap up our 19th season of Battle of the Brains, join us next week when we virtually welcome 8 of this season's outstanding players representing schools across the Commonwealth for Battle of the Brains All-Stars, competing together as Team Peak and Team Summit. Now here's the final score for today's match and this season's champions. Big congratulations, ending the game with 275 points, our team from Douglas Freeman High School, our champions. Our Gio, Joseph, Kieran, and Kenny. We lost Kenny in their technology is strange sometimes, but congratulations to our team. And a great season for our team from First Colonial High School in Virginia Beach. Kelsey, Anderson, Justice, and Grace, congratulations on making it to the finals. You played a great season. And again, congratulations to Douglas Freeman High School, our 2022 Battle of the Brains champions. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thanks for watching and playing along. We'll see you next week for our All-Stars match here on Battle of the Brains. Great job, teams.
Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.